Drivers, to your cars.
This was to have been a glorious opening to another NASCAR Cricket Cup Series 4th of July weekend. It's not. On Monday, after the SML Jeffy 400, Lila Rossi racing driver Mavis Dracula passed away from a cerebral hemorrhage from injuries sustained during the crash on the final lap in which she impacted Annette Galvan almost head-on. Mavis climbed out of the car unhurt, but she had collapsed in the care center. She was transported to a local hospital in Pensacola, where she had fallen into a coma. Her condition overnight worsened as she was put on life support and unfortunately passed away on Monday at 12:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to the NASCAR Cricket Cup Series CasaLoud Automobile 400 at Chicagoland Speedway. The return, though you wish it would have been much better. I'm Angel, and I'm joined over here by Cody, as he's making his way over to the booth. Cody, it's a hard weekend for the Cricket Cup community.
Yeah. For the folks at home, connection will be unstable between now and when I am able to land. So I'm going to try to do this in brief. Basically, it is not an easy weekend for everyone. While we're celebrating America's birthday this weekend, we're also mourning for the death of one of our most unique personalities in the league and a true superstar, especially in super speedways. She will be missed, as changes were immediate thereafter.
They were immediate, yes. And as we continue to honor the memory, let's go and first of all showcase what the drivers have been to during this 4th of July celebration. Sebastian Galloway Jr. went over to hang out with the kids, bought meals, pretty much had a good time, and he has enjoyed his time with his children. So of course we send shout out to our friend. So, despite the loss of Mavis and the stories that will accompany us through it, Cody, it is time to go through our starting lineup, because even though these drivers do not want to, it still puts food on the table for them. So on the pole this weekend is Samantha Contreras in the Love Speed Co. Shelby and Ruby Asensio in the Lucas Oil Malibu. Qualifying was set by owner points.
They were. Exactly. You have Zoe Lee up next, third, and the honors points, so we'll start third. And we got the 40, which will be unsponsored for now. It was decided by questionable reasoning that Lazaria Smith would take the number 40 Charger, renumbered the 24 to the 40, and there will be a sponsor there next week, but for right now, it's just an unsponsored scheme for Lazaria Smith.
And a quick reminder that this car carries the Lila Rossi Racing 24's owner points. You see Marva Cada in row 3 in the Summit Shelby, and next to her is going to be Kyle Larson in the Target Supra.
Then we got Sophia Woodward coming in for another race. She could be projected to be the driver for the remainder of the year, and Sabrina Rankin-Bray.
Annette Galvan in the Brand Professional Agriculture Pontiac will be starting next to Lincoln Loud, the Daytona 500 winner, in the Buc-ee's Charger.
Up next, we got Deborah Pines, the only saving grace for the team. And we got Okay, who thought it was a bright idea to put Haley Deegan in this race? Anybody?
Not questioning it.
All right, low count number 4 it is.
Next, we have Lucille in the 500 Energy Supra, and Dana Voiles in the Coca-Cola Cherry Shelby.
Up next, we got Maria Lakey up there with the 18 of Oh Yes Cesare. Or Cesaria.
Owen Bradley in the Miller Lite Pontiac will be starting next to Luna Coco in the M&M Mini Supra.
We got Petra Sales continuing to drive the number 13 for the majority of the season. And 18 of Clive Oshara.
Dan Roman in the Nike Supra will be starting next to Diego Alcaraz in the FedEx Tesla.
We got the Furniture Row entry, second start for Sheldon Creed. And one of our most morning drivers on the field today, Jonathan Longren.
Damon Rubio in the Aruba Shelby will be starting next to Leslie Jacoby in the Quick Trick Supra.
Then we got Lexi De Benedetto. We're there with her, Malibu, and 21 of Benjamin Ordis.
Eric Plus VP in the Eris Supra will be starting next to Maggie Spletzer in the Glitch Shelby.
And then we got Brandon DePayne Chang up next in the lineup. With Aria Iviera, we're still trying to change out the paint schemes.
Casey Kane in the Coors Light Shelby will be starting next to Laura James in the Alfina Charger.
And there's the teammate of Mavis who passed away, Alexis Lake, also racing with Heavy Hearts. And the 89 of Austin Hunter.
Mabel Pines in the DoorDash Supra will be starting next to Sonora Felix in the Televisa Malibu.
And we got Katie Koch and Ivan Molina, who will be racing the AGNS race shortly after this.
And running at the field, it's going to be a 1 day, and Lena Oxton in 3M Shelby.
Mm-hmm.
So, before we start, welcome our hero, of course, Dale Bush, to the audience. And now we can go over with our pit stories for today's race. Let's go to Rick Erickson. A lot of people are wondering why they choose the number 40. Well, it was a closer to the 47. It was a decision taken by Matt Collig, and right now Lasaria Smith is in that car. She's strapped onto it. It'll be unsponsored, but she's bringing in Claire's, her sponsorship from the AT&T Grand National Series next weekend. So it'll be a sight to see for this driver. Anthony. Nothing that we can say might bring Mavis Dracula back. But a couple of moments ago, and while walking around the paddock, Dale Bush referred to Mavis as a racer. And folks, that is the ultimate term of respect in this sport. Not to be called Mr. or Mrs., but to be called a racer. And she was also a stand-up girl. I mean, she was always friendly around people, never ducked the media. She always wanted to put a face for television. So, Mavis Dracula was a racer, and she was a stand-up girl. Margot. Whether she was hopping into her modified car or she was running laps over the streets of the streets of Bucharest, Mavis Dracula was in fact that, Anthony, a racer. And we're here over with Alexis Lynn Blake, who at the moment she's going to be racing Heartbroken, knowing
Drivers,
that
start your engines!
knowing that her best friend is going to be done and is no longer over here. So, unfortunately, this will be the end of the friendship. Back to the booth. I had to interrupt there because the engine roar was coming out, and they are about to start the engines over here anyway. So gonna go for 107 laps. And do we have any picks for today's race?
I can't really focus right now because I was just asking for an update when we're landing over here. I'm just getting back from Mid Ohio, as we had to do the race early because just like here in Chicagoland, we had to beat the weather. So we started the race at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and we ended at about little afternoon.
Of course, our pit reporters have elected not to do picks, but for me, the only pick that I have is for Alexis Lynn Blake. It would be only fair if Alexis Lynn Blake wins today's race.
Respectable pick. I like it.
So as the drivers are now about to roll from the starting lineup, we're going to take a look at the DNQ list. DNQs were based on drivers' positionings and those that were outside the top 42 in owner points. Wendy Corduroy, Saiko Bichitaru, Ethan Rice, and Shane Van Gisbergen. And just a quick note on Ethan Rice. Since the field was decided by Cricket Cup owner points, he has no points, and hence why he was left out in the dark. And of course, Dale Busch picked out the 3 car for the win today. And of course, under Cricket Cup regulations, Angel Diaz Rauda's Champions Provisional did not count due to pre-qualifying not being held. So, 107 laps, the fuel distance, away from 30 to 33 laps. And there'll be a silent lap on lap 24 to honor the most talented super speedway racer of the 2020s. The pace car makes its way on a pit road, and on 4th of July weekend, the mayor of Chicago is waving the green flag, and we're on the way at Chicagoland. Already everyone jockeying for positions, Cody. As these drivers are still going out for it. Our fastest lap at the moment is a 47 of Alexis Lynn Blake. So she's racing with that heavy heart. And also making out some positions as she started in 35th place. Whoa! Had a couple of issues as they're going 3 and 4 wide. At the moment, Cody is still looking for a place to land here in Joliet to get over to the booth as we're going to take on board with Alexis Lynn Blake. Still very tight around the field as we're going to make our way back to the front. Zoe Lee has captured off to the 34, and right now we just got the information from Cody that his connection to the from the plane over here to the booth has been cut. So we're gonna be here in a little bit for a while. As here comes Soily down to the inside, trying to get the lead from the 34 Contreras. Didn't work. 34 car still at the front. And as we continue to look on back, here is Annette Galvan trying to go to the inside of Laceria Smith. This will be to secure the 5th spot. And Laceria try to get the run out of turn 2. And remember, the high side, like we saw in the ARCA race, is really strong here at Chicagoland. Didn't seem to work. Meanwhile, Sophia Woodward trying to get past the 3 of Ruby Asensio. She won this race here last year, and she's now looking for 2 in a row. She has the help from Annette Galvan. And as the field starts to spread up a little bit, Pedro Sales and Lena Oxton had gone on to spread the wall a little bit. What happened to the 26? A hard hit to the wall for the 26 of Daniel Boyles. They're gonna make a couple of repairs to that 26 car, but for the moment, it will look rather fine. 2 tires, guys. Oof. For the lead. Zoe trying to get underneath. Samantha trying to take it off for a little bit. She does lead the lap, so that will be a bonus point for that 43. But keeping an eye on the fastest lap. She is the fastest out on the racetrack. And now Contreras back to the counter, and here comes Woodward and Galvan. Both of them trying to challenge as well. It seems like they're going to be tandeming for the moment, but let's see what the 43 of Lee does. What a run by the 25 of Woodward. She's trying to get past the 34 Samantha Contreras this time for the 2nd spot. And the caution is out. Caution is out on the racetrack. And it does seem to involve a couple of drivers. What happened on this one? Damage to Sabrina Rancompre. Young man seems to also have a couple of damage. Let's take a look at it. And we're going to bring in Dale Bush to actually analyze what happened. As they were on the front straightaway. All right, Dale, let's see what you see from the monitor.
What it looks like is a bunch of not clearism happened here, and that's what you get for trying to be trying to be a one-lap hero.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that 78 and 19 just going all the way through the grass. Looks
If
like
we
he
get a
got
look at
in.
it again, I could probably tell you exactly what happened here. Get a good look at it here on the 19th board here, and I mean, he just cuts him off. 19 determined to keep going. I mean, he does it left, and that's what happens.
Oh my God. Plus, Pete got lucky that he didn't get caught up in that mess.
One thing before my mic gets cut, because I know they're about to do it, they need to park the 78 car.
Yeah, clearly. As issues from Maggie's view. Oh! Those cannot avoid it. Oh. That is severe damage to the 04 of Maggie Spletzer. As she is done. And after the pit cycle, Zoe Lee will remain at the helm of the ship. As we're gonna take a good look at the cars that retired. Austin Hunter has been coupled up from this mess. At the same time, Chloe Bourgeois and Maggie Spletzer with a header issue. Mabel Pines, Aria Eviara, and piston issues for Lena Oxton. So this has gone up to a very bad time.
18's also done.
Yeah, the 18 of OSSR is also done. One car got the wave around, that being the 26 of Daniel Voiles. However, as I think a form of punishment, they're gonna move the 78 to the rear of the pack. So he's gonna have to restart at the tail end of the longest line. So we're coming to 13 laps completed, and despite the circumstances, the race has produced some pretty good moments so far in this first couple of laps. But we do have to remember that we have that moment of silence projected for lap 24. The pace car lights are out, which means that we will be coming back after the cluster that we had early on. 34 cars will still remain, and they are on the lead lap as finally Benjamin Ortiz has put it behind the garage. So, Lee, Woodward, Galvan, Contreras, and surprisingly the Sarah Smith putting that 40 car in the top 5. So she wants a win for this race team. And of course, making her way towards mid-pack was the 47 of Alexis Lynn Blake. Green flag! Claire. Great jump by the 43 of Zoe Lee. As she's trying to win another race she won 2 weeks ago.
No, it was too soon. It was way too soon. She jumped it way. She jumped. The officials are looking at it. They are calm. They are reviewing that restart as we speak.
Whoa! They were reviewing it. It will be a little controversial as right now we're seeing the 7 and the 25 zooming by. But you know what? Let's take a look
been
at
reviewed. No issues on the 43's restart.
Let's take a look at it, because remember, here's when the 43 enters the restart zone. She must keep it at least within a car length inside the restart zone for this restart to be legal. When the green flag drops, she manages to get it out of harm's way, and she does relatively make it within a car length.
The officials were actually looking at that, and they determined that she was avoiding a crash that could have happened behind her, so they didn't find any issues on the restart. They're keeping it. Back over to you, Angel.
Yep. So that was our rule analyst, Dale Bush, and also our analysts. Remember, you can relive everything Chili Bowl related on AGN Radio! Cars hard! Spinning, slamming, Larson upside down! And it's calamity once again! And that ends the day for Alexis Lynn Blake after a horrible crash! Bunch of cars done in this one!
That was the big one at Chicagoland. Who knew?
Who knew? Yes. Caution came out.
And the crowd roars.
Yeah, that was for a terrible, terrible incident. So I guess that's what they mean by 4th of July fireworks.
It's the 5th of July, sir.
Anyways, we're gonna take a look at the 25 of Sophia Woodward. She bounced up the wall.
And Larson had nowhere to go in them. He was along for the ride.
Oh, yes. He was along for that ride.
I do, however, believe he will be able to continue.
It could be. But right now, because
the 78 is done,
because
probably.
of the big mess, the officials have put the red flag out.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
We're going to take a look at onboard Laceria Smith.
Let's see how she saw it here.
Rick in front of me, Rick in front of me. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Caution, caution, caution.
I couldn't do that.
I mean, I don't know if you would do that. But that was actually Sean Robinson, which is Laceria's spotter for the AT&T Grand National Series. Let's take a look on board Larson.
Oh, here.
Easy, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Bounce that
down. By looking at the onboard, he just got squeezed.
Yeah, it looks like he got squeezed on that one, and oh my god. Like, when the spotter comes in and says we're upside down, that's when you know you're upside down.
He just sounded defeated.
Here's from the 47. Alright, bye Sabrina. Alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Can't drive the car. Oh, emotional pain. Oh, man.
That's never how you want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to take a look at it from a good point of view.
She sees the smoke. She has it missed right there, and then
Sabrina hits it. Yeah. Oh, that was so
if Sabrina didn't hit her, she would have had it made.
Yeah, but that hit was very, very similar to the hit that Mavis got on an Edgar van last week at the Motorplex. So from the last lap of last Sunday to the main lap of this. This cannot be happening to that champion.
I mean, we already had the 42 flipping, and he's a Cup Series champion anyway.
Yeah. We're going to take a look at it from Sabrina.
He would have to be the most overrated driver ever.
Oh, we got into the back of the 47 pretty hard. I'm far.
And Angel, Phoenix has requested that we look at the onboard of his again.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at him board with a couple of drivers here. Here's what Phoenix saw.
See what we saw here.
You're wrecking in front of you. Wrecking in front of you. Go low, 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 low. Check up, check up.
Well, that's one way, correct? Just shove your way through it.
And that was from our Farmers Insurance POV camera. Wow, kind of my teammate. Didn't need to know that.
Yeah. People are going to be taking that out of context now.
Yeah. That's gonna make for some good content on Radioactive. Here's Korea. Easy, pick up. Burn. Someone punted my ass. Is that who I think it was?
Yeah, the people who make Radioactive are going to have fun this week.
Oh yes. Yeah, they're gonna have a good fun as you're gonna see it once again. A smooch right there. What a pain. What an emotional pain we're saw for Alexis Lynn Blake.
And of course the car I pick is involved in it. Of course it is.
The red flag has been lifted. Drivers are currently on pit road. Rick. 4 tires and fuel for Sophia Woodward. That 25 car looking mighty strong in the early runs of this race. Want to avoid any major damage, guys. The 40 of the series, Smith, trying to carry this car to victory lane. She has a lucky penny that has an old quote that Mavis said back at Talladega. She said, "Enjoy it while it lasts." Back to the booth, guys.
Trying to be like Dale Sr. in 1998.
Yeah. Zoe Lee actually stayed out, so I think that could be the strategy game coming in really early, and with the amount of cars that have wrecked so far. Yeah.
It's just going to be very interesting on what happens if we can get a couple more green flag runs in.
And Zoe Lee, yeah.
And she's in down pit road, as you were saying, Angel.
She's going to pit road. There's a couple of DNFs. Casey Kane, piston damage. 46 of Maria Lackey, the 22 of Marinette Pinching, the 3 of Ruby Asensio, the valve issues for Lincoln Loud. Kyle Larson, Lucille are done.
Lincoln was too loud anyway.
It could be like that. Yeah, I could interpret it like that or not. I don't know. Right now, only one car stayed out from the lappers. That being the 26. As you see, more cars taking it to the garage. Diego Alcaraz and Dan Roman are done. As well as Alexis Lynn Blake. She is taking it to the garage. Katie Cote and Maria Lackey are also going out of this one with Laura James. Sabrina Rankamtree, done.
Good.
You're always gonna say good. We're gonna get an update from Cody as he's still on his plane to arrive here. Cody, what's the situation on the plane? Okay, he's gonna be landing shortly.
So my time in up here with you guys will be ending shortly, I guess.
Yeah. We can still enjoy it as we go one to go. Let's go over to our. Let's see if we can catch a glimpse of our in-race reporter for this one, Dale. You got it.
What? I'm trying to talk to Annette on the radio. She's not answering it.
We're gonna try that later.
Oh yeah, I know what's going on. They're on a different channel talking about team stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll try that out a bit later, but it's okay.
Yeah. Next week, the NASCAR Cricket Cup Series rolls into Atlanta, Georgia for the Six Flags Over Georgia 400. Here on Radio Angel YM. Have you gone to a theme park yet?
Yes, I have actually. It was a pretty cool place.
Okay, as we go back to
And the pit runs down pit road.
yeah, going back down to pit road. Only 21 cars are staying, and the green flag is back out.
See how long this is gonna last for.
Well, they're withstanding really good, although Sheldon Creed is loosely backing out the rest of the field by a ton. As here comes Annette Galvan, and oh, they're pitting actually. They don't have enough. Probably they forgot to add fuel.
Most likely.
This is unbelievable. As now Sonora Felix has taken the lead, and look who is behind her, Marv Akeda. And oh, we had another spin out.
Are we serious?
Yeah, we had another spin on. Yeah, that's gonna bring the caution out again. I don't know what happened. We gotta keep an eye on the racetrack because these drivers were coming back to take the caution flag. I'm curious to see what happened.
I think I know.
Oh, what?
Yep, I saw it.
That we're four wide.
Why? Why are we doing that?
I think Leslie Jacoby bounced off the wall and got into the 19. I don't know why they didn't throw the caution. And then, as they let them through, they barely noticed the tire skid marks, and then when they've noticed the tire skid marks, that's when they threw the yellow. We cannot be serious, folks.
Look like a dang ARCA race out here.
And the good saving grace of this caution goes to the 43 of Zoe Lee. She just topped off on fuel. No issues with the tires, guys. And since we couldn't have our memorial lap on lap 24 as we originally planned, Dale, the plan is to have our silent lap immediately on the restart.
I don't got a problem with that.
But who do you think has a problem right now with the way that these cars have been shaping off?
Mainly the crew chiefs.
Oh yeah,
Because like this really screws over any kind of strategy calls that they were gonna have.
it really does. Like, you don't want any of that going on.
And I can speak from experience when it comes to strategy. Let's talk about Pokemon for a second.
Oh yeah,
When I got scared and turned right.
yeah, because and hopefully today you don't get to do the same thing.
Now just turn left into the grass.
Oh yes. Yeah, turn it left into the grass. I think that's a good strategy call, don't you think?
Yeah, like you did at Charlotte a year ago.
Yeah. Like I did that at Shaw, you had to remind me of that. Anyways, these drivers are finally getting their waves around. So that's how they're gonna be shuffling. Let's go to some of the interviews that happened on pit road. Anthony. I'm right now sitting over here with Sabrina Rankin-Pri. You're now watching this race from the 25 pit box. What do you think happened on that one? It was just a stupid whack, you know. Like, why would you do that while going on the straightaway? And I hope that Kyle Lawson is okay. I mean, he flipped. I saw him checking his vitals, but thankfully he is fine. And that's what's gonna be going on. Unfortunately, our car is not fine, so we're gonna have to wait up for next week in order to actually continue on. Tough pill to swallow, but you know, that's what happens. We'll see what goes on at Atlanta. We're going back to the booth, guys. Well, thank you. Hopefully Kyle Larson is okay, Dale.
Yes, that is good, and the pace car is gonna lead them back around, and well, we're just not gonna be talking for a lap, apparently. What I understand.
Yep.
To honor the late, great Mavis Dracula, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in this silent lap.
That's it. And as it got back up to speed, you see some of these drivers in the back, they're bunching back up to the pack. And Nat Galvan actually having some struggles from the restart.
I don't know what happened to the 7, but looks like she's trying to bounce back kind of quickly, but you know, the cars behind her trying to take her 3 wide, it looks like.
We already had a couple of cautions and about half the field is in garage.
Looks like we're racing on a Monday by the time they're raced, by the way they're wrecking.
Yeah, it's so loud and clear. Like when you say, "Oh, it looks like it's racing on Monday," because it kind of makes it look like we're actually on Monday afternoon. And, there was a points leader.
Oh, what happened?
Zoe Lee and Samantha Contreras go around. Caution. Oh my god.
Well, Cody's at the airport. He's talking to Tari and Maggie. Who cares about that? Get to the booth, you words I'm not going to say on national television.
Yeah, you're not. As Sonora Felix lead them back to the caution flag. But we gotta check out what happened to bring us on the caution again. I think that's what happens when you don't have practice on qualifying, you just do stupid stuff.
Cody's here. He's arriving. He's taking a sweet time.
Just like how Zoe Lee took her time to spin around the points leader.
Yes.
I told you time and time again, we have switched everybody around. And all this did was drastically screw up every single opportunity you got. No, we are done. You need to rest for a couple of weeks. I already got a reserve driver who, assuming Complex is ready to go in Atlanta next week. Please, talk tomorrow.
Well, welcome back to the booth, Mr. Cody Smart. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, so we're showing the replays of the competition.
What the hell I am, Dale? Done. That's how I am right now.
Well, Angel, this is my time over up here in the booth. Catch you guys next week.
Yeah, catch you next week, Dale.
Ethan Rice, sir. I don't think this is the type of joke that you're supposed to be saying in the chat there. But
we had some damage to the to 34 Samantha Contreras while she's on pit road.
Okay.
What is up? So...
I'm just putting on the headset, Angel, and I'm gonna go right next to you in just a sec.
Oh, what?
Wait a minute.
Coming to the caution.
From what I heard, is this seriously part 2? Is this seriously part 2?
Yes, it was part 2, and I think that's the end of the day for...
Honest to God, I'm sorry. I just had to come back from having to tell a couple of people what we needed to say for about a month now. And then I go on and see this and such retaliation, especially trying to honor Mavis Dracula. The caution came out, got spun. The last thing you needed to do was this. I'm sorry. I know I may complain a lot, but I feel like this needs to be said. This needs to be said. What Samantha Contreras did is absolutely unacceptable behavior, and it should be subjected to a heavy penalty after the race. Totally unacceptable.
Yeah, as we just had that, Sheldon Creed is now officially done. As well as Samantha Contreras. We'll have an interview with them in a moment, but for now, we're gonna go over to Margot Grew, who is on hot pursuit of Sam Kane. He's trying to look for the 34 pit box. Oh. I'm right now chasing with Sam. He's trying to go for the 34 pit box. Sam, what's going on? What's the situation?
The bloody fact is that my driver, who did nothing wrong, piece of shit, got fucking taken out by an idiot who full of aggression. So I'm going over to the 34 crew to add to the fucking peace of mind why they decided to be a moron. And you better fucking get out of here before I do something very bad. Because there's no fucking reason we should be at the fucking garage after we didn't do nothing wrong this entire day. We just been quiet and trying to survive. We had a great run going even with our crappy car, and now we got this bullshit in our way. 34 crew, I hope you're fucking ready because you've decided it's war, and now yours is on my list. And enjoy getting your ass kicked every week. So help me.
Back to the booth, guys. Yeah, that's an angry Sam King. You don't want to mess with him.
This was after yesterday, where one owner actually went at Sam Kane yesterday for something very similar that happened in Double E. So, this seems to be irony for Sam Kane.
Oh yes, it is. It's irony at its finest, as we are about to go once more. The pace car's gonna go back, and I'll tell you, Cody, this race has now transformed into a drive to survive. Here we go.
I tell you, it was a total WWE scene for the last 10 laps. I'll tell you that much. I mean, even after, like, I landed on the plane, and basically what happened was there was a couple of news reporters, and Tari was somewhat upset, but long story short, I had to tell her the truth. I had to tell Tari the truth, and I had to tell Maggie the truth. And Tari was trying to chase me up to the freaking booth, and then that's when you heard the dialogue. And then while the dialogue was happening at the other end, you had Zoe Lee and Samantha Contreras working out. And then just as soon as I put the headset on, I see this retaliation and what I would say one of the dirtiest moves of the year.
Probably it's probably the dirtiest of the year if this continues, as we see One Day now trying to challenge for the lead against Dipper Pines. What a good move we're seeing from this young man.
I see the comment there by Dale. Yeah. Wait, I thought Raw was on Monday, not on the racetrack.
Oh yes, but now Ewan is going to be surrounded not only by the 45 but also the 8 car as they're trying to go. So Sonora Felix is trying to get the lead.
Yep, here she comes to the inside, but that outside groove has been shown to be pretty strong, so we might see Dipper Pines getting a run, as well as Awande. Here's the thing for Awande. This guy, he was about to leave Chicagoland. He was packing it up and he was leaving after the postponement of the AGMS race. However, there was a call that was made by Seb to Awande, and the 17-year-old, yes, I heard that one right, youngest driver since Carolina Bradley to run in the Cricket Cup Series, by the way. And because of that, since the field was only determined by owner's points and not qualifying, that was the opportunity for Awande to go ahead and make his Cricket Cup Series debut. And here's the funny thing. I was talking about how Hogray could be the first to make her official debut in the All-4 Series. Awande could be on track and doing that as well in 1 year.
Oh yes, he is. He's right now second place, gaining Cricket Cup experience, and it would just be awesome if he just won in his debut.
Yeah, that would be crazy. And honestly, in comparison to Hogare, and I mean, and if you hear me being unbiased, this is as unbiased as it gets. Awande is clearly the better debutant. Because for the other debutants from Double E, Hogare hung around in the back and managed to get into a wreck for her own stupidity. Kendo did make the race, but unfortunately she got nailed into 2 wrecks at Vegas back-to-back early on, including a big one. And one day, well, you see it right now. Finally led a lap or two. And now hanging out in the front ever since the restart.
And he's right now trying to get it, but remember, ineligible drivers do not get bonus points for leading laps, nor the ones for the fastest lap. But no matter the result, it still could be a great day, as now Damon Rubio is the holder of the fastest lap in this race.
Huh, good on him. I mean, I was wondering when the second Ortega car was actually going to show some power. I think Damien Rubio is starting to do that just a little bit at a time here. It'll take a little bit, but I think Damien Rubio is going to be a heavy contender as we get to the summer races.
We're now in the full wing twist of the long and hot summer. Trying to go as it go 3 wide over here, shuffling Jonathan Lovren to the high side. Haley Deegan trying to keep up against these 19 of Plush VP.
Yep, exactly. I mean, you see the 38. 38's going to use the outside lane. Okay, I'm going to be honest. If this was real life, Haley Deegan would have DNF'd by now. At this point, I feel like I would even be unbiased as far as to say that. Oh, 36 in the wall.
Yeah, Johnny in the wall. And Woodward trying to run her usual Chicago lane.
Yep, as I think she's going to try to get past the 6. Oh, I think she might barely be clear.
And she is, but right now she's trying to be cautious when passing Lazaria.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Lazaria Smith, another driver who will be going double duty, because after being done in that 40, she will be racing in the number 11 Clears Charger, and she will try to improve her points position, even though not so great. But at the same exact time, I mean, Lazaria Smith, one thing she's proven right now, she can drive. This week there were doubts that Matt Colleague should have accepted a loan for Miggy Splitzer to be in a 40 for the remainder of the season. However, right now, Lazaria Smith is proving her worth.
Here's Annette Galvan. Trying to get a win and a good result for Pontiac this weekend. Her teammate, Owen Bradley, had already won 2 races this year. Las Vegas and Texas. However, Annette Galvan has not won a race in over a year. Last year, she went winless. And she doesn't want that to happen again.
Oh yeah, especially even though her situation in the owner's points has quickly improved, the only thing left needed is a victory, and here's the thing for Annette Galvan. Earlier this week, it has been announced that Annette Galvan will spend her retirement tour of 2027 at CasaLoud Racing, likely to be driving the number 97 for the organization. It would be great for her to get the advantage over everybody else in the Pontiac equipment with a victory.
And of course, retiring with the team that gave her the championship 9 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And right now she's trying to catch up to Ivan Molina, who, by the way, she's doing a rather impressive job catching up to the 12 car.
Yeah, I mean, she is getting the draft. She is using the outside lane. But Angel, there's another thing. We have restarted on lap 24. We are about to get to lap 54, which means we could be on the verge of green flag pit stops.
Oh yes, that can be the aim of the game, the green flag stops, and once we get to those, And you know that the complexity of the race is going to change. And right now, that would be what the call for the 8 of Sonora Felix could be. Will she come down pit road early, or will she try to run down the fuel?
Right now, it looks like she could be running down the field. As the field window, you said 30, thing says 30 to 33 laps. And now she could be on the verge of trying to stretch that field, because if she pits late in the cycle, there's a very good chance she'll need to pit just one more time, and then she'll be good to run it. So if I was the 8 and a few others, I say wait till about maybe lap 57, if you can do it, to make your first pit stop in the stint.
Yeah, she's gonna try to for it. Netta Galvan now on a battle for the 3rd spot.
I don't think it's going to work, unfortunately. I think Annette Galvan is going to have to try to hang it out over here. I got to give it to Ivan Molina. I have to give it over to Ivan Molina. I mean, this team of the Rauda sisters, they have been struggling this season, but especially in the last 6 weeks. I mean, there has been problem after problem, and only it's a rarity if you see them in the front. So if Ivan Molina can keep up this great run and take home a top 5 or top 10 finish, that could be what they need, and what Ivan Molina needs, because remember, he is getting ready to go to the AGNS race, where he'll be starting in the back like he has before. This could be what he needs to try to do well in both of his races today.
Oh yes, and right now that battle continues to be upwards of greatness. He got the run out of turn 2 to hold 3rd place. And now we're going to take a look at further down through the field. Luna Coco making her way up the field rather quickly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right now, Luna Coco has been one of the drivers who has been struggling as of late, but wanting to find her ground. I mean, right now, that 54 Luna Coco, she is barely hanging on to the chase lead due to the fact that Mavis Dracula and Leah Sharp are no longer racing in the driver standings, and be as low as 18th in the driver's points, held by Diego Rubio, would be the last one to make it into the chase for the championship. So although she may be in good positioning, she still has a lot of work to do if she wants to put herself into safety.
Yes, she does. Over 2 seconds of racing distance, as the pit window has finally given an armed truce. Yes, some cars in the wall, the 26 and the 54.
Yeah, that almost caused a big incident, and that would have been advantage for Dipper Pines. Dipper Pines has been trying to find sneaky ways to finish well and or even contend for the win. Last 3 weeks, Dipper Pines has been trying to make a bunch of history, and even though the best time to do that has sailed already, Dipper Pines still not giving up and trying to get a victory, as we got more early pitters.
Yeah, 2 early pitters, and right now Dipper is the ones going out. The other ones, Pedro Sales and Aubin Bradley. But this is it. The armed truce has finally given way, as here comes Sonora Felix. She is on the pit lane, as we saw it one day, making a rookie mistake.
Yep.
Right. 4 tires for the 18 of Sonora Felix. They wanted to keep the car as balanced as possible, and they're going with a couple of setup changes, and we have an engine coming blowing her up. The 91. A mechanical failure on Leslie Jacoby. What happened? they're asking if it was a header or a valve issue. It's a header issue for the 91.
Oh, geez, that 91. I mean, there's a few drivers that went from top to bottom in a hurry, and one of which has been underlooked has been the 91 of Leslie Jacoby. I mean, we are probably going to have to start worrying where they are in the owner's points sooner rather than later, because they entered this race 26 in the owner's points. But why are we worrying about it exactly? Well, let me tell you why. Because the 91, they were as high as, if I'm correct, the top 5 earlier this year. And ever since May, they have been declining and quick.
Oh, yes, they have, as a couple of cars are coming out of pit road. Sophia Woodward just came in, along with Daniel Voiles. So they're going to be looking to cycle out on the lead. Lexi Di Benedetto coming out alongside Edwin Day and Plush VP. So they're going to win this one out of pit road. And right now, Sophia Woodward has beaten the 26 of Daniel Voiles.
And even though that's important, we should be keeping an eye on who would actually be the race leader after the cycle pit stops. Remember, Sonora Felix had a multi-second lead over the others, and right now, it looks like Sonora Felix is still your leader.
So Sonora Felix cycles back as the race leader after a quick and fast pit stop. We are approaching those moments in the race where you want to hit drivers with frying pans, Cody.
Oh boy, I haven't done this for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to do it right now. And the thing with Sonora Felix, so speaking of funny stuff, here's a funny thing. According to TMZ, they thought this girl likes to be a female dominant, but she has left no comment in that regard. If you know TMZ, I know somebody from TMZ. But TMZ literally left the VC.
Wow, what a very professional thing to say on television.
Hey, we talked about fire pants, we talked about everything else. Everything is on board, okay?
Oh, yeah.
For the love of faith! Oh.
You just gave the frying pan to the aid of Sonora Felix. Meanwhile, Dipper Pines is on hot pursuit, along with Ian Molina, who's looking for a great result, and Annette Galvan showing a pretty good jump here. But let's go and take a look at the 40 car, Laceria Smith, trying to hold on to the 48 of Edwin Day and the 54 of Luna Coco.
I decided to send a little message to the person from TMZ who literally left the VC after trying to confirm a dang source from the guy. Jeez, we're looking up Lazaria Smith again. Yeah, you know, bye-bye, Snore Felix. Anyway, but now that we can actually get back to the professional side of things, I do know that if this race goes on without a caution, these drivers will need to go in for one more pit stop. And even if we do have cautions, even if we don't have the race timer anymore, there is something else that's up in the essence. And that's with the AT&T Grand National Series. Immediately after the Cricket Cup Series event, we'll be going back here, cleaning up the track before we send out the AG&S cars to do it all over again. Coverage would start at 3:30, however, if the second half is filled with cautions, then we'll be coming on immediately after the conclusion of the Cricket Cup Series race.
Oh yes, well, right now, still looking rather strong, and although our weather radar says that it's cloudy, we only have 45% chance of rain, which should not be scary at all.
Yes, we have lap traffic. Uh-oh.
Alvin
Gotta
Bradley
take up the highway.
Yeah, Alvin has blocked up Lasarius Smith, so that's going to give out the position to Edwin.
Yup. As it looks like now, the Ada Sonora Felix is just trying to go on a Sunday drive. And basically for Sonora Felix, I mean, last month people were talking about her being possibly rushed into the Cricket Cup Series. I mean, and of course before last month, that entry has been DNQing half the time they participated in the knockouts. And even if she wins, she would still end up participating at the same time. It would be a good morale booster for how bad her season has been with a win.
Oh, yes. And right now, our weather does say that right now at about 3 Central Time, which would be 4 Eastern, rain could be starting again here at Chicago, so that will be a total toss-up if they get the race in or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, some of the drivers who did get taken out of the race, a lot of them were on the bubble in the owner's point. So not only could this help Sonora Felix with the race victory here, if she wins, and we saw Austin Hunter DNF, we saw Alexis Lem Blake DNF, this would put Sonora Felix slightly behind those two. And if she has one more great result, let's say Atlanta, she could get that number 8 machine in the top 35 in the owner's points, which I know Mark has been working very hard on that. No avail lately, but all you need is a win and everything can go back. Just don't manage to fail post-race inspection at the end, will ya?
Yeah. That has been the issue with a couple of drivers, but right now we're seeing some drivers complain about the air. Here's Molina. Dirty air cannot make up any sense. At the fort, there's a lot of dirty air, man.
Yeah, a lot of dirty air, but for Ivan Molina, he did close down some time to Sonora Felix, and he did it again. He is now slightly less than 2 seconds behind Sonora. So if the 12 can keep on going with this great stint before needing to pit again, Ivan Molina could have a shot to beat out Sonora.
And that's what he's looking for. He's looking for a good shot to end this race and to go back shot against it. Dipper Pines and Annette Galvan are also looking for it, as we currently have 16 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, you see right now, you see, wait a minute. Is there seriously only 19 or 18 cars left on the track?
What?
Look at the leaderboard again. I saw 2 cars in the top 20 DNF. Yeah. Is there seriously only 18 left on the track?
Yep, we only have
For
18
the
cars left on
love
the
of
track.
Pete! What in the hell?
And we're coming close to the 80 completed. And on the meanwhile, here's Elwin Day, by the way. And he has a very special guest. Right now, Tsuka Kendo is watching from Day's pit box, as he's trying to split the medal up against Coco and the Benedetto. Did not work, as that one car got oh so close to comfort against the wall and scraped it.
I tell you, that could be a good TMZ scoop over here. And one day finds older girlfriend Azuka Kendo.
As for Alexi Benedetto, We ruptured it. I think the 48 gave me a code brown.
Of course he did. Live with it.
Oh my god. Well,
Hey.
well, that's something.
That is odd, I am not gonna lie. But you see the gap. Ivan Molina has continuously closed out Ivan Molina. Now less than a second. Ivan Molina was originally about 3 seconds behind the 8. I want to see the fastest lap because I feel like Ivan Molina could be up there.
And he's right now 18th quickest. The fastest
Okay,
lap right now
well,
belongs to Damon Rubio.
that is odd. The logic here is severely flawed. But now, Ivan Molina, she could be right next to Sonora Felix in time for the final set of pit stops. Because at this point, if you pit now, you would be good for the rest of the race.
And Annette Galvan at the same time, she's trying to close down on the 12 and the 8. And right now she is single file. And yes, she's starting to close down.
Yeah, at 4/10 of a second that last lap. So Sonora Felix could be having a slight issue over here. But at the same time, you know, you really gotta be ready.
You see the distance. Here is Sonora at the start-finish line. And Annette Galvan is just barely crossing it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Ivan Molina, I mean, he might be ready to put the long run into great use. As right now, he is basically on his way to potentially ending the drought that the route assistants have had for such a long while now.
I don't know. I mean, right now the weather is probably giving us some green areas around the speedway, man.
Oh, great. So, not only could this hamper the situation and could end this race early, but this could also bring in issues for AG&S, because here's the thing. Even if for AG&S we're probably going to be running about, give or take, 70 to 80 laps, something like that, we would still need to not only get out on the track, but also run at least 35 to 40 laps to even make it official. So this is a very bad sign all around, because if the rain comes earlier than we think, not only will this be the actual battle for the win, but also this may put the AG&S race in jeopardy of being moved to possibly tomorrow.
This just in. Someone said Angel Diaz-Rada looks like an owl.
What?
Here he comes! No!
And right now, Ivan is now sniffing on Sonora. Out of 2,
That sounded wrong.
they're very close. Right
Coming from you,
within each
Cody?
other.
Okay, fair enough.
He's looking for the lead now.
Yeah, he is looking for that lead, and he knows that he does not have many laps to try to get past the 8. He does not have many laps. If the rain comes before the end of the race, he better hurry it up, or this could potentially turn to a field distance finish if the rain comes while people are pitting.
Oh yes, it could be. And right now, our AGDN radar says no chances of rain yet. But we shouldn't trust the weather maps yet. We shouldn't trust it all.
Nope. Oh, Ivan
And here
Molina, I
comes
don't know if
Ivan.
that's the best idea. He's trying, but remember the outside lane.
Yep, that's the
Yeah.
outside lane we're talking about. Oh, look at that run.
And look at that gap. Dear Lord, Sonora Felix wants to hold on to as much of an advantage as possible.
And this
Because
is
any
it.
time now, we may be seeing
Final stops of the day. This is for the money.
I
And-
get the Midas touch.
And this is it for the money. Rick. 4 tires on the 8 of Sonora Felix. They want to make it all the way to the end as possible. Chest set up. Don't want to make any mistakes, guys. Ivan Molina dropped the jack early, and they're going to go really good, close to the 8. And like that, he's going to be off.
That was close. Very close. But we'll see how pit strategy works out. So here comes the 7.
Yep, the 7 of Annette Galvan, also the 1, Alexi Di Benedetto, the 43 of Zoe Lee, Jonathan Logren, Sophia Woodward, Eric Plush VP, a lot of good cars that just come into the to the pit stops, and let's see what they decide. Well, right now the strategy seems to be going for 4 tires and gas. They don't want to put too much on the fuel of the 7 car. They just want to put a quick splash, guys. And Nat Galvan, in actuality, she's going to beat up Edwin Day coming out of pit road. And here are 2 ex-leaders. As now Damien Rubio, who was the leader of the race, he is now inside pit road. Let's see what the strategy helped up.
Oh, yes, and Sonora Felix is running away.
She's back in the game.
And not only that, Ivan Molina is definitely falling back in Dipper Pines. Once again, took an early stop, and unfortunately wasn't enough to get ahead of the 8. I saw what the 45 was doing there, but unfortunately, Dipper Pines just wasn't fast enough on pit road to try to get in front of the 8. But if these 2 are faster than the 8 on this final stint here, before the rain hits, then we could be in for a good finish between the 3.
And speaking of that, let's see if I can dial up the 12.
Up 4 here. It say 4 minutes? At 4 minutes to rain.
Oh boy, that is not good because you see, we are at over 10 laps to go. We're not going to get this done in 4 minutes. I'm sorry. But
I can already tell you, me and all the other AT&T drivers are scared.
yeah, and honestly, I'm a little concerned as well because if the rain lasts all day, like we said, we may have to have the AT&T Grand National Series race happen tomorrow.
I want my
And that is something that a lot of people do not want to hear.
Yes, as we see the meanwhile over
But something
here.
that you gotta remember, this track has lights. So
Yeah.
if the rain does last all day, it could race late tonight. But we do know that the officials and everybody in our league of Cricket Cup do not want to do that to us.
Sonora Felix now trying to lap the 38 of Haley Deegan.
That could be big. That could be the opportunity. We saw Ivan Molina close down quickly, but lately the gap has not been helping.
And they're coming to 9 to go.
9 to go in the race. 3 minutes until rain at the earliest.
Let's see what the radar says. Let's take a look at the. Let's take a listen to the 8 of Sonora Felix. Oh God, for rain. How far is good? It says 4 p.m. rain. 4 p.m. So we're getting clear.
All right. Yeah, we are clear for now. Rain at 4 p.m. This might be a problem because the AGNS race was supposed to start at 3:30. So they're going to decide what they're going to do in that scenario.
Well, they said
there's a
that-
chance they may need to
Well,
start
it is
it
3:30,
immediately
but
after
that-
this race.
Well, it is 3:30, but that is on Easter times, and right now they're working out on local time or here in Chicago, which is Central.
Alright. So that means we're going to have to figure all this out. We're all getting confused here at this point. But right now, the gap between the 8 and the 12 is not improving. So I do think the 8 has a very good chance at getting her first career win.
And it will also be the second win in a row for AJX Mark Motorsports.
Oh boy, another team that fans may get sick of by the end of the month.
And Haley Deegan is right now the buffer that separates the 12 and the 8. So if Ivan Molina does not get past Haley Deegan, then he has a problem.
Yeah, and he better get past her in the next lap or two. Because let's be honest here, it would be very difficult to close down such a gap in the final 5 laps of the race.
Oh yeah, it could be difficult, right? Whether
And
now
he doesn't even clean it all.
rain, move. They say 4 p.m. Central Time, so he could be finishing.
4 p.m.
What the hell?
Central Time.
You told me 4 minutes. I was meant to say 40. I'm sorry.
What? What?
Well, that's going into radioactive.
Some people are idiot sandwiches, I swear. And I don't want to deal with any more idiot sandwiches today, alright?
Yeah, I mean, that is gonna go for the low-cal things.
Honestly, my man, low cal of the week, or possibly even low cal of the month in that matter, might go to 34.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm sorry, can't believe we're in the first week of July, and I already have 2 pretty good low cal of the month nominees already, and that is very bad.
Yes. As here they come to 2 more. So this is it. Sonora Felix is at her finest, and the best part is that Ivan Molina is being trapped, but we'll see why. Having dirty air again. I swear to God, are we having 550 horsepower again? I don't know, man. And here it comes. The Wells Fargo white flag is in the air one more time around Chicagoland. Sonora Felix entered as a rookie. She fell behind the top 35 in honor points. And right now, she is trying to rekindle the fire into why she was hired by Alan Garza Exports. Checkered flag and the American flag for Sonora Felix as she wins Chicagoland. Woo! Yes! We did it, guys! We did it! Oh my God! I wish Mavis would see this. At 10-4, I also wish that would happen, girl. You make us proud. And the escapee of the fastest lap will indeed go to Damon Rubio. But I gotta tell you, man, what a race we had, Cody.
Yeah, exactly. We had a little bit of everything. We had some battles, we had some wrecks, we had some action in between, and we had a good preview for Monday Night Raw here in Chicago tomorrow. We had a bit of everything.
Yeah, that was a bit of everything. Oh my goodness. So, as we are about to go into our into our final results of this race, let's go over to pit road as Dale Bush is now walking over with Rick Erickson, getting ready for the AT&T Grand National race. Dale, you're getting ready for the AT&T Grand National race. You're just waiting to give a small high five to Sophia Woodward for navigating a top 10. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think it was very good for her. Well, also, this race was was probably one of the best Chicagoland races we've seen. And yeah, hopefully the rain stays away so I can so I can whoop ass.
All right, that's the attitude. Let's go back to the booth, guys. All right, so we're going to take a look at the results. Sonora Felix with quite the win here at Chicagoland. Ivan Molina in second, Dipper Pines in third. Fourth is going to go for Laceria Smith, so what a good result for her on her debut. And Elwyn Day also gives a great result in the top 5. And then as we continue to run them down, Luna Coco, Annette Galvan, Marva Keita, Lexi Di Benedetto, and Sophia Woodward in the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the results. We have Damian Rubio, Eric Plushwood Pete, and Jonathan Logren was the last driver to finish on the lead lap. Then we had Haley Deegan, Daniel Wills, Zoe Lee, Pedro Sales, and Aubin Bradley finishing one lap down. And then, for your DNFs, the Jacoby, Samantha Contreras, Sheldon Creed, Lucille, Kyle Larson, Lincoln Loud, Diego Alcaraz, Dana Roman, Sabrina Rankin-Prix, Alexis Lynn Blake, Ruby Asensio, Marinette Dupen-Cheng, Maria Lakey, Katie Coate, Casey Kane, Laura Janes, Alia Cesar, Austin Hunter, Chloe Bourgeois, Maggie Spletzer, Mabel Pines, Aria Eviara, Benjamin Ortiz, Lena Oxton all failed to finish in this race. So while Cody gets prepared, and he just got into it, Dale, what do you think the final thoughts of this one?
Well, I'm currently just standing by my car, but hey, very good race. Sonora Felix earned that one. And hopefully the rain stays away, like I said, so I can put some belts to.
All right, that is the spirit. So, next week, for the NASCAR Cricket Cup Series, the Six Flags Over Georgia 400. Live from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Coverage starting at 1:30 Eastern on Radio Angel YM. So thank you so much for watching us. For Cody, for Dale, for Sebastian, and of course for our pit reporters, Margot Grew, Rick Erickson, and Anthony Davidson, I'm Angel Diaz-Rauda, as we say so long from Chicagoland, and happy birthday, America.